folks, Chad Manley back again with your second bacon bowl murder tale. It was fucking cold, y'all. Sun was setting and the snow was falling. Doesn't happen a lot in this area, but it figures it would happen now when I'm on the trail of the Butcher in the Dell, the one we renamed to the Carnivore, right? Through with all that newspaper, cutesy bullshit, full of puns and horrible writing. Carnivore, serial killer, we're chasing him down 60 to 70 miles away from that mountain kitchen cave we found. And let me tell you, I could put up with some cold. I grew up in the mountains, I was used to some snow, and I am quite a rugged individual, if I do say so myself. Wasn't raised on these damn participation trophies and rainbow flags and more Ritalin in your blood than red blood cells like kids today are. Hell no. Shit, I got a cabin up in these woods around here somewhere, but that's all you're gonna find out about it. I know you agents of the FBI is out there watching, trying to get all the information you can about old Chad Manley here. Ain't gonna happen, that's all you get. Not another word about it. But shit, y'all. 11 degrees? That's still fucking cold. Downright frigid. Reminds me of my second ex-wife, Candy. Oh sure, they're all sultry and hot up on the stage dancing, but you let one little eviction notice come in and them girls' legs close up faster than a greedy-ass banker when a customer comes in asking for a large withdrawal. Never should have gone off the gold standard, by the way. Just saying. Also, guys, keep in mind, never date or marry a woman with the same name as your mom and your grandma. All this to say it was less than balmy when we were on the trail again. And at least this time I had some company with me. That old dog I found at the campsite, trudging along, happy as he can be. Huskies love snow, you know. Yeah, he's got some wounds and they're gonna scar up pretty nice, but other than that, just some minor vet bills and scheduled dog therapy. Mental rehab for a dog. I tell you what, man, this shit's getting insane. It's like they're inventing new professions to suck your money out of your pockets every day. And you can picture them, can't you? Sitting there like them old cartoon criminals, just rubbing their hands together, waiting for your hard-earned cash to fall into their pockets. I didn't sign up for a psychologist that was highly recommended to me by some former employer. Why the hell am I gonna spend a dime on a dog? Fucking mental malware right there, man. I don't remember where I heard that, but it makes sense. They just programming you to hate yourself, feel bad about yourself, and tell you that everybody else is the problem, that you're fine the way you are, even though you're obviously not fine the way you are, and then they sign you up for a bunch of pills that fuck your brain up even more. It's like an endless cycle, man. I ain't gonna have none of that. And I ain't gonna have any of that on this dog. He's just perfectly fine, jumping through that damn snow right now. Lucky bitch with his fur coat. I'm sitting here shivering in this not quite winter coat here. I mean, it's good enough, but I got thicker, right? Got the one that's made for hunting in the winter, camouflage and all that. Didn't have it on me. Had this one in the truck, so we went with it. Better than nothing. Of course, wrong color for hunting anybody down in the snow, right? I ain't gonna sneak up on them like this. Plus, it is getting dark, you know, like it kinda is now. It ain't quite dark enough for this to work, but it's getting there. Snow's falling heavier every second. And of course I got my favorite hat on, Outlaw, here to stop the snow from freezing my bald head, but there's only so much it can do. It ain't covering my ears. They might get a little frostbite, but you know what? Beats having the windswept snow falling at the back of this hood, because I know y'all see it. Why ain't he wearing his hood? Snow gets back there, what's it gonna do? It's just gonna pack up, fall down my back, melt, make me get hypothermia? No thanks. We're just gonna let it keep down and put up with old Outlaw here as we keep tracking on the Carnivore. And I know what you're asking. What are you tracking through the snow-covered hills and trees here? Well, I mean, I said Carnivore, but that's the obvious part, right? How are we tracking them? What are we following, right? Well, I'd gotten a tip that another body turned up. Well, another person had gone missing and body parts had turned up, all nice and butchered. So I headed out to that location. And when we showed up, there was another victim already there. Cops were on the scene. Stroke of good luck, y'all, I'm telling you, because all the snow coming down, I wasn't gonna know where to start. Anyway, I get there, cops are just wrapping up with all the remains of this latest victim, and they don't have much to tell me, which doesn't surprise me. But I do see footprints in the snow. I start following them. Well, not only are there footprints, but there's some weird paw prints, y'all. Doesn't make any sense for anything that should be in these woods. They're massive sized, but they're going along with the shoe prints. Only thing that would have something that big that I can even think of being in the area is like lions and bears, which doesn't make any sense. Walking through these woods, following these prints in the snow before they fill up, right? Because the snow's just getting heavier every step of the way I go. Me and the dog here. Got old trusty rifle here, just leading the way through the trees, heading up these hills that just get steeper and steeper as we head closer into the actual mountains there. And I come through this one stretch of trees, and it opens up, and up on this hill in the middle of this opening, this clearing, is a cabin. Nice, quaint little thing. Looks like it's straight out of a movie. Got the, centered door made out of lumber, 2 windows, light coming out. In a darker, rainier situation, would be perfect for one of them horror movies where you got them young adults that just go up for a wonderful weekend of fun and it turns into unleashing hell on earth and stuff, you know the kind. And it's almost getting that way, it's getting darker, snow's falling harder, and I get closer to the cabin and I realize I'm walking alone now. Old dog ain't next to me no more. I look back. He's back there shivering behind a tree. He's scared out of his mind. And I'm like, you get over here. He doesn't come. He's like, no sir. And I'm like, fine, abandon me now when I need you most. We'll see who gets fed tonight. And up to this point, I ain't thought of a name for the dog, but cringe is starting to sound pretty appropriate. Cowardly bastard. So there I am without any help, going up this little hill towards the stairs of this quaint little cabin with the smoke puffing out the chimney. And seeing them stairs, this thing won't build yesterday, them things gonna squeak. So I take that first one nice and gentle. Little bit of a squeak. Not bad. Cool. Alright, now the only thing on my mind is, how am I gonna play this? I'm thinking, go up, kick that door open, swivel left, swivel right, and then make sure that there's no other victims tied up. The next one to be prepped by the carnivore if he's in there. If it's the carnivore, we're expecting carnivore. And then we got to make sure we get we got to be ready for anything he might be throwing at us. And I take that next step, and all this leaves my mind in an instant. Because this motherfucker had McAllistered the house. This step cracked like a twig. I'm pretty sure it wasn't even a real piece of wood. Might have been well-disguised paneling or something. My foot slams down on the spikes that was in there, razor sharp. 2 of them at least punctured through my foot all the way. And I'm just sitting there like, fuck, trying not to let that slip out, but it did. And then, would you know, right then, the wind had stopped, the snow had stopped. After I looked my little foot, the motion inside the house had stopped, because, you see the shadows with all this light, man. It's super bright in there. You must have 3 lanterns and the fire blazing, I don't know. And I'm holding my breath, waiting. And sure enough, here it comes. Rapid footfalls coming right at that door. And dude doesn't even stop to open it properly. He bursts through it. It explodes. Chunks of wood. There's light coming. There's wood coming. The snow's back all of a sudden, flying into my face. All that's happening at once. And this massive man comes out. Blurry, dark shadow, because, contrast of lights and shit I can barely see, because I'm also dodging splinters from my eyes, hoping I don't get any in there. And I just whip the gun around, fire off. I can see his side kind of explode. Looks like some of his fur coat that he's wearing is flying off, some blood, little chunks of something. Might have been rib if I'm lucky. But he can't stop because momentum. He slams right into me. It rips me off the damn spikes that he had obviously set as a booby trap. We both go tumbling down the stairs, down the hill, into the snow rolling. He's on top of me. I'm got shit all in my eyes. I push him off and start trying to reload as I'm pushing myself away with my one good foot, right? And this thing starts to fucking jam on me like it's never done in its life. But luckily, Carnivore here, I'm assuming, he's all covered in snow too. He gets up, holding his side, runs back to the house, screaming and agony and pain himself a little bit as I'm still fighting with my gun. And right about then, old Cransher here suddenly gets a backbone because I guess he smells, blood and wounded animal. Now he feels he's got a chance or something. Goes chasing the man into the house. I finally get this thing racked again. Stand up as best I can with my bad foot now. Start walking up there, and all of a sudden, as I'm looking to try and acquire a new target, I hear a yelp, and all of a sudden there's this huge ball of fur flying at me. Dude had thrown the dog completely in the air, right back into me, slams. I get another shot firing off. It goes flying into the house somewhere. I hear metal on metal ting, and part of the roof explodes. Guess I just gave him a new skylight, asshole. Anyway, I tumble into the snow for the second time. Dog tumbles with me. He seems to be fine when I check on him. Well, physically fine. A little bit of blood on him. And he's over there back to shaking behind a tree. Cowardly bitch. So yeah, shell-shocked again by the carnivore, I guess. He ain't never gonna recover from this, I bet. Anyway, I hear a massive explosion from the backside of the house. Hear them heavy footfalls again, but they're receding, getting quieter and quieter. Obviously, carnivore dude is that serial killer motherfucker's running off. Can't for the life of me understand why he didn't come to finish off the job on me. I don't know, maybe he didn't have any good weapons on him. I'm gonna count my blessings right there. But I get up again, dragging my bad foot up with me to the stairs, check each one this time. Get into the house, and it's basically a small version of what we seen in the damn cave with the sacrificial altar kitchen, right? Except it's just plain wooden table made out of, basic woods. Wasn't fancy or nothing. You got all the stuff again. You got some meat. You got some of the flesh bowls, his pale imitation of my amazing bacon bowls sitting there ready to go. No other victims. No body parts this time, so either this is like fallback and he's only taking what he can carry, or what he needs, or maybe he's getting so desperate that now he's even eating the feet and the leg, feet and arms and shit out of the, you remember the buckets of body parts? Ain't got that this time. Thing that really caught my attention, other than the delicious looking bacon bowls again, is a massive hole in the backside of the cabin. Dude must have had C4 rigged to the back of the house to make a hasty exit or something, because I can't imagine he just busted through this. But anyway, I see his blood trail and footprints off into the snow again, and then they start to mix with them paw prints right at about the point where I see a tree with this massive chain on it that's broken. And I'm starting to wonder, is this some Russian motherfucker that trains bears? You know how you seen him in the videos online, right? That's the only thing I can think it is, because these prints are so big, and now I'm only seeing the paw prints. It's like he rode the thing off into the distance to escape. So Russian serial killer with a pet bear. Blows my mind, y'all. But he's obviously escaped, long gone. I ain't gonna catch him, especially with my fucked up foot here, so I go back into the cabin, which is actually nice and cozy because of that fireplace, And I got to do something about my foot, so I sit down on the... Luckily, there is a chair. He wasn't living that sparse. And there's a clean rag, and what I hope is a bucket of water over here. Take my boot off, take my sock off. Nasty-ass puncture wounds through my foot, as I imagined. Pouring blood out right now. Try to clean it up, tie it up best I can. Gonna have to get back to the truck at some point, get my little first aid kit and suture that shit up myself. But right now that snow's back to falling like hell. It's like a damn blizzard outside, and I ain't gonna make that trip out now that it's dark. Hell, for all I know, damn carnivore might circle back and try to get me in the middle of the night and in the dark, So I'm sitting at that table, watching the fire flicker away, and I come back to this bacon bowl that's in the table here. One of them's got a lump of snow in it. I look up, hole in the ceiling. I look to the side wall, there's a skillet on the side just hanging there. Put two and two together. Don't ask me about trajectories, but obviously we had bullet ricochet explode the ceiling and snow dropped into this bacon bowl. And right about now, it's kind of melting. Looking like ice cream that hasn't been eaten all the way at a birthday party or some shit, And that's where the idea came from my second bacon bowl recipe, y'all. Ice cream in a bacon bowl. I know you think I'm crazy, but give it a try. Trust me. You can thank me now, and you can thank me later. As for the tale of the carnivore, it will continue. Obviously, he got away again, son of a bitch. His luck's got to run out at some point, and mine's got to get better. Shit. figures it was leg day. And don't forget, y'all, if you want all the details that I probably forgot in this retelling of the story in the video here, pick up your latest installment of the ebook. Because until we get the whole thing done, then they're going to come out as an installment so that y'all got something to look at, right? Because you want the details, you want that amazing artwork, and you want the bacon bowl recipes, right? Of course you do. If you're not one for reading, well, we got the videos here, and we'll have videos on all the recipes. So be sure to find them links somewhere down below or in the description or however we're doing it now. Maybe it's here. I don't know. Am I going to have buttons on the screen? I don't know. No? Maybe? He doesn't know. Ain't nobody really there. So until I bring you the next harrowing tale of carnivore horror, this is Chad Manley, signing off.